Welcome to Subramani. Uh, what are the pillars of retirement planning, right? So people say, what is so great about retirement planning? My father retired and he died and he did not do any retirement planning. Let me put it this way. Maybe the earlier generation, and when I say earlier generation, I mean people born in 1920s. Right, in 20s and maybe 30s, maybe they had 4 or 5 children, maybe your parents didn't, but many people had 4 or 5 children. They knew if something happened to one of them, there were 4 others to help them, right? So today that is not true. You could be a only child, and you could have, maybe you have only one child, so which means you're going to provide a long service for your parents. They could live long, and your children are also going to be having to provide that if you also live long. So you don't know how long you will live, so a lot of these things you have to do it yourself, and you will have to do it yourself well into the 70s and 80s. Whereas for my father, maybe in the 70s and 80s, at least definitely in the 70s and 80s, I manage this money. For my mother, she has no clue where her money is, and I have just told her one thing: whenever you want, there will be money in your savings bank account, so you don't have to worry. So she doesn't have to worry. I take care of her asset allocation, her dividends and tax returns, etc., etc. She has no clue. I don't know whether my daughter will have so much time and be willing to do that for me. So we have to learn to do all this ourselves. So at least you can, in your 60s and 70s, you should be able to do it. In your 80s, you should be able to get this done under some supervision, right? So first is, my biggest expenses is my taxation. It is huge compared to my other expenses, right? So let's say my household expenses are X, my vacation expenses could be 1.5x, and my taxation is something like 10x. So my biggest expense is taxation, and there is nothing I can do about it. But at least whatever I do, I should do it sensibly, right? So if I can do something by which I get a tax break or something like that, I should do that. So tax planning, I think, would be the most important thing in the retired person's life. And what all should you do? You have to take steps to reduce lifetime taxes, not just reduce it now and postpone it, right? So if you take a debt fund, which is in growth plan, you are postponing the tax because it is going to get added to your income. So, but at least you're postponing the tax. But what you have to do is take steps to reduce lifetime taxes over the next 5 years, 10 years. What are you going to pay? Trying to reduce that should be the goal. Your advisor should be able to review your tax return and say what can be done. Oh, why do you have so much money in bank fixed deposits? You don't need so much of cash income. Since you don't need so much of cash income, can we put it away in the mutual fund and decide to withdraw when we need it? Good service, but this can happen only if your financial advisor understands taxation, not if he does not understand taxation. If you are in the US, you have to prepare for the minimum distribution, which starts maybe at 59.5 or 70.5 or whatever it is, and conversion from Roth to Roth IRA, right? Doing all those things are important. So again, considering Roth conversions is something which you have to do. Explore charitable giving options. It's possible that you create even let's say for your servant, you create a demat account and transfer shares which you have paid 1,000 rupees and which is worth 1 lakh today. Just transfer those shares to her. So then what happens is, you don't pay capital gains tax, and she does not pay tax because she has got a lower income, and she will sell those shares 1 by 1, 2 by 2, whatever it is, and she will get the cash flow. So you're saving money, right? So again, understanding taxation, how it can be used, is very important. Of course, you can lean on software and all those things, reports and calculators, but it's not going to be so simple. But yes, you need to understand taxation, you need to understand investment planning. Investment planning is the second pillar. This is, you seek protection and growth with your hard-earned life savings, right? You need protection, you need growth. All your money can't be in debt funds, all your money can't be in equity funds. So bucket theory for withdrawing from for retirement comes in. Second, eliminate unnecessary fees. If you're paying fees which is unnecessary, if you subscribe to reports which you're not even reading, get rid of it, right? Consider professional management of your investments, especially if your spouse is not interested. If you are looking after your money, that's very good, and if your spouse is not interested in doing it herself, involving a financial planner at an early stage will help, because 3 months later, 6 months later, if you were to die, at least your wife will know where to turn to for what, right? So do that. Third, accumulating money is easy, but how to create a paycheck, right? We've all lived paycheck to paycheck. So you are very happy that if on the first of every month you need 70,000 rupees and that comes into your account, you don't care how it is done. So can your financial planner do it, right? So that's important. So your third leg of your retirement planning is your income planning. Getting a paycheck on the 1st or 5th or 10th of every month is important. Creating enough annuity so that you never go to zero. What happens if you live till the age of 110? Maybe some of your assets will get exhausted, but your annuity can never go to zero. So find whether you need to do it and how much you need to do it and all that, right? So obviously understand, if you're in the US, understand the social security system. Another important thing is, when we are talking of investments, we have to also worry about inflation. In India, inflation could go up. It has not gone up in so many years, does not mean it will not go up. Also plan for your health care. Understand what are the medical insurance that you have, what will get covered and what will not get covered, and therefore why you should have one box of 2-3 funds saying, I am going to accumulate money in this box for my medical requirements. So I will meet my medical bill, I will take care of myself. If I get admitted to hospital, I'll pay the bill, and I will manage to get so much in insurance claim. But always plan for getting only 60-70%. Something they find why they will not give, and that money has to come in from your separate account that you have kept and said, oh, I've got 1 crore lying there, I have to just pay 3 lakhs. That's fine. But planning for your health care is very important, and understand that in India, long-term care is not available, or rather long-term care insurance is not available. So getting a young person to stay with you and train to take care of your health, right, it's very important. So another important pillar is that. And the last one is estate planning. Knowing how much you have is important. So creating a balance sheet is important, where you want to go, that is your pathway. And being ready for estate duty tax, it's bound to come. I do not know whether I will live long enough to see it, or whether I'll die earlier, but I'm sure if I live another 20-30 years, you're definitely going to see estate duty, right? So AIGA, but at least plan for it. Write your will, keep your papers ready, keep your papers in good condition. If you have not dematted your shares, demat your shares, right? All those things you can do, and all that is part of your investment planning and your estate planning. Thank you.